Hey y'all, welcome back. So today we are going to be talking about the live action version of Hercules. And I already understand that Disney is in productions or in development of making the live action version. But these are just some of my suggestions on who I picked, why I chose them, and let's just go ahead and just dive on into it. So, for the main character of Hercules, I had picked Justin Hartley, and I feel like Justin has the appearance, he has the physique, and he has the acting ability to play Hercules. And when finding a character or a actor for Hercules, there were numerous people going from Liam Hemsworth to Chris Pratt, and I feel like Justin would have been a better choice for Hercules. And you can't talk about older Hercules without talking about younger Hercules. So for younger Hercules, I had chose Matthew Nozinski, and Matthew did an amazing job in his role in the drama Star, and there might be a little bit of age difference between the character and Matthew, but a little CGI can kind of fix the problem. So for the character of Meg, I had chose Elizabeth Gillies, and I feel like Elizabeth would have done a phenomenal job playing Meg. She did an amazing job in Dynasty, she did an amazing job in Victorious, and numerous other movies that she has been in thus far. So for her to play Meg was just, she was my number one choice. So for our villain of Hades, I had decided to go with Jim Carrey because, Jim Carrey brings out that comedic type vibe that Hades portrayed in the movie with uh, James Woods playing him. So I feel like Jim Carrey, he would give out that comedic side, but he would also give out, the actual quote unquote Hades side. So yeah. And for Phil, I had decided to stick with Danny DeVito because Danny DeVito in the original creation of Hercules, he did an amazing job, and there this was the only character I felt like I shouldn't change. Well, yeah. For Panic and Pain. So Panic and Pain were two of the most funniest characters out of the whole entire Hercules movie. So for the role of Panic, I decided to go with Andy Samberg. And Andy Andy will make a lot of people laugh just based on his comedic genius and with his singing group, The Lonely Island, with, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And, he gives out that funny type vibe. And for his partner in crime, Pain, I decided to go with Jack Black. I feel like the two together would make a very good Panic and Pain. They would have the audience laughing. And another duo that I kind of considered to play the two were Keenan and Pell, but I feel like, Andy and Jack would have been a better solution for the roles. So for Hermes, I decided to go with Stanley Tunick, and little fun fact, they actually cast Stanley for Hermes in the actual Disney live action of Hercules. So I thought, okay, this was the only pick that I have that actually, kind of stuck through. Like, woo, okay. But I feel like Stanley, he would do a really good job playing Hermes. Hermes has that comedic type vibe in the original movie, and I feel like Stanley could portray that side. So for the Almighty Zeus, I decided to go with Jeff Bridges. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Jeff Bridges was the original voice for Zeus. Not I have to do I have to look into that again. But Jeff Bridges, he's Zeus. He has that voice, he has that role, he has that just yes. So I feel like Jeff would have done a great job, going back into his character playing Zeus. And for his wife Hera, I decided to go with Charliza Theron. I could never say her name correctly, so I apologize if I'm saying it wrong. And even though, Hera's parts are kind of small, Hera has that just graceful type persona type vibe to her, and not only the movie Hercules, but in actual Greek mythology as well. So I feel like Charliza would do a phenomenal job playing Hera. So for the Muses were very difficult to choose from. You had people saying you should get a whole uh, muse with, up and coming female artists, or you should get the muses as, old artists and blase blase. So I decided to go with the old school vibe, and then maybe in the comments or description below, I can add a new artist version of the muses. And so for this muse, I decided to go with Alicia Keys. A lot of people were saying Beyonce. I saw some people say Toni Braxton. But I feel like Alicia Keys has the role to play this muse. And I feel like she would do a phenomenal job. So for the muse of Clio, I decided to go with Kelly Rowland. And originally I had Clio played by Jennifer Hudson, but after, some time and consideration, I feel like Kelly was a better fit for Clio. And speaking of Jennifer Hudson, I have her role in playing the male character, the male muse. And I feel like with just these three alone, with Alicia, Jennifer, and Kelly, you have the powerhouse, you have the graceful side, you have the you kind of have a good mix within the muses thus far. So for our fourth muse, I decided to go with Brandy Norwood. And Brandy, she gives off that spunk that this muse portrays, just based off this picture alone. You know, just Brandy, Brandy, Brandy will do a good job. And for our last and final muse, a lot of people were saying Lizzo, but Lizzo, I would consider Lizzo to be qualified for the new school muses. But since this is the old school muses, I decided to go with Jill Scott. And even though Jill Scott has lost weight and she's not as big and voluptuous as she would still do a good job, just not even based on her weight, just singing wise. Jill Scott would do an amazing job because, like I said, with all of these muses, you have two powerhouses, you have some you have a good mix within all five of these characters. So this concludes my video. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Tell your friends about it. Give me their opinions on it, and let's discuss about it. So